Hello and welcome everyone. Today we will learn how to create a weighted scoring model, also known as weighted scorecard in Excel. The weighted scorecard is a useful project management technique when you want to prioritize any aspect of a project, for instance an action that you want to take, prioritize one vendor over another, or just anything that has an alternative or two or more options available. For our example, we will try to figure out the best location for a retailer shop where products could be sold. In Excel, the best way to create one is using the SUMPRODUCT function, which basically multiplies the assigned score of each, in our case criterion, with its weight. Then we divide the result with the sum of the weight to get our weighted average using the sum function. It's the same thing as doing it manually by multiplying the score of each criterion with its weight and adding it to the next, but it's a lot more time consuming, so it's best to use the SUMPRODUCT function. So let's do it together step by step. First, let's just lay out the basics, then we will add the scores, the weight, and some formatting to make it more visually appealing and easy to read, like criteria, weight, the options and score. Here it's nice to decide what your scoring range should be. Let's put it 1 to 10. Below let's put our alternatives, location 1 through 5. So the criteria that are being used are completely dependent on what you will compare. In our case, I think monthly rent, overall condition of the place, how visible the location is to the random consumer, so visibility, car or people traffic, are there any competitors based on what we are going to sell, competition, are there any bothersome neighbors we should put into consideration. After all, they are stakeholders, so you shouldn't ignore them. Then let's decide what our weights are going to be. Again, they are completely dependent on what you are trying to accomplish. In one project the rent will have more weight than the traffic, in others the opposite could be true. It's not mandatory to use percentages as the weight, but it's a best practice, and it's not mandatory the percentages to add up to 100, but again it's best practice and that's how I do it. So before you start, you should format these cells to display percentage. Then based on your project you assign weight to each criterion. Let's go with 25, 20, 20, 15, 10, 10. Also a best practice is to order the weights from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. Now you could insert your scores based on how you have scored each location on each criterion. In our case, I will copy the one from here. And let's add our function. Write SUMPRODUCT, open parentheses, and select our first array, the score, then comma or semicolon depending on your Excel settings, and select the second array, our weight, close parentheses, slash to indicate division, and write sum open parentheses and select our weight. Close parentheses. Lock the weights as we're going to drag the formula to all columns. Press enter and drag the formula. Finally, let's format our weighted scorecard. Let's click between the columns to automatically make the whole content of the cells visible. Let's merge and center some parts to make it more visually appealing, like this one, this one, this one, and that one here. Add all borders from the font options. We can put some colors such as gray here, another type of gray here, green here, a lighter shade here, let's go with blue here. Let's use the same one here. Let's put some conditional formatting on our scores to make our top or lowest stand out. So go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, greater than. Let's put 5 here. Select the color that you wish to appear. Let's keep it white red. So then go again to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. Let's go with less than now. Here let's put 3. And let's choose yellow color, yellow fill. Click OK. And let's also use conditional formatting to highlight our highest weighted average. So go to conditional formatting. We can go from here, highlight cell rules, more rules, but generally we have this option already available. So we should select top bottom rules, top 10 items. Here we want just the top item to be highlighted, so we select 1, and the color that we want, let's use white red fill. We already have that one, so let's go to custom format and select bright red to make it stand out. You don't want to overdo it with colors, you just want it to be as easy to read as possible. And that was all for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, please subscribe and like the video. Hello and welcome everyone. Today we will learn how to create a weighted scoring model, also known as weighted scorecard in Excel.